Headline: U.S. imposes draconian visa restrictions on all South Sudanese citizens. The United States has taken the unprecedented step of revoking all existing visas held by South Sudanese citizens and halting the issuance of new ones, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced on Saturday. This sweeping action marks the first time a nation has been subjected to such a blanket visa ban since the inauguration of President Donald Trump, reflecting a hardening stance on immigration policy. Rubio cited South Sudan's refusal to accept the repatriation of its nationals deported from the U.S. as the primary justification for this drastic measure. The statement, released amidst growing tensions over immigration, paints a stark picture of deteriorating relations between the two countries. The decision effectively strangles legal avenues for South Sudanese citizens seeking entry into the United States, impacting students, workers, tourists, and families alike. This dramatic escalation of the diplomatic dispute raises profound questions about the future of U.S.-South Sudan relations. The complete revocation of visas, rather than targeting individuals with specific criminal records or visa violations, represents a far-reaching and potentially destabilizing move. Observers are already questioning the potential human rights implications and the impact on countless individuals who had previously obtained visas legitimately. The Secretary of State's statement clearly indicates a conditional approach. Rubio explicitly stated that the U.S. will be prepared to review these actions when South Sudan is in full cooperation. This suggests a willingness to reassess the situation if South Sudan changes its stance on accepting deported nationals. However, the lack of detail regarding what constitutes full cooperation leaves room for considerable ambiguity and potential for further friction. The timing of this announcement is noteworthy. It comes on the heels of a recent federal court ruling temporarily blocking a similar, though ultimately unsuccessful, attempt to revoke visas for Venezuelan nationals. A federal judge, expressing concerns about the government's justification, halted the Venezuelan visa revocation, casting doubt on the administration's broader approach to mass visa revocations based on nationality. The judge questioned the veracity of claims, suggesting a disproportionate number of Venezuelans in the U.S. were involved in criminal activity. This legal challenge raises important questions about the legal basis and potential for future litigation surrounding the South Sudan visa ban. The South Sudan decision contrasts sharply with the previous administration's more nuanced approach to visa restrictions, which typically focused on targeting individuals rather than entire nationalities. The blanket ban signifies a departure from previous practices and signals a significant shift in the U.S. government's strategy toward immigration control. The far-reaching consequences of this decision extend beyond the immediate impact on South Sudanese citizens. It could strain diplomatic ties, hinder humanitarian efforts, and create uncertainty for businesses and educational institutions with ties to South Sudan. The international community will undoubtedly be watching closely to see how South Sudan responds and whether the U.S. government's strategy proves effective in achieving its stated goals. The coming weeks and months will be critical in determining the long-term implications of this unprecedented move. The situation underscores the complex interplay between immigration policy, international relations, and human rights, and highlights the immense challenges facing both the U.S. and South Sudan in navigating these complex issues. The ultimate success or failure of this strategy will depend heavily on the willingness of both nations to engage in meaningful dialogue and find a path toward resolution. The international community will be closely watching this situation unfold, hoping for a diplomatic solution that protects the rights of individuals while addressing legitimate security concerns.